Hello and welcome back to From a Head Teacher's Perspective with me, Paul Ory. Professional growth in teaching is not about chasing improvement initiatives or responding to external pressure. It is about responsibility, intentionality, and the disciplined pursuit of excellence over time. Excellent teachers understand that growth is not optional or episodic or performative. It is a core professional duty, one that safeguards pupils' learning, strengthens colleagues' work, and sustains integrity of the profession. This unit sets out how excellent teachers approach professional growth. They do it thoughtfully, deliberately, and in a way that strengthens both individual practice and whole school culture. 1. Professional growth as responsibility, not aspiration. Professional growth is not something teachers do only when required. It is not confined to appraisal cycles, inspection preparation, or career transitions. For excellent teachers, growth is an ethical responsibility. This responsibility operates on 3 levels. Responsibility to pupils, ensuring teaching remains effective, responsive, and ambitious. Responsibility to colleagues, contributing to a culture of learning, not stagnation. Responsibility to the profession, modelling improvement, curiosity, and integrity. Excellent teachers recognise that remaining static in a dynamic profession is not neutrality, it is decline. Growth is not about fixing inadequacy, it is about honouring the impact teachers have on young lives. Professional growth is not self-improvement for its own sake. It is an act of service. 2. Growth begins with honest self-awareness. Before setting goals, excellent teachers engage in disciplined self-reflection. They do not rely solely on external judgment or comparison. Instead, they attend carefully to evidence from their own practice. This includes patterns in pupils' understanding and misconceptions, behaviour trends and classroom climate, the consistency of routines and expectations, feedback from colleagues, pupils, or leaders, their own emotional responses to teaching challenges. Excellent teachers ask difficult but necessary questions. Where does your teaching have the greatest impact? Where do pupils struggle more than they should? Which aspects of your practice feel secure and which feel fragile? What do you do to avoid improving because it feels uncomfortable? Self-awareness is not self-criticism. It is professional clarity. Without it, goals are either superficial or misdirected. With it, growth becomes focused and proportionate. 3. Setting goals that are purposeful, not performative. Not all professional goals improve practice. Excellent teachers distinguish between goals that look impressive and goals that genuinely strengthen learning. They avoid vague ambitions and overextended targets. Instead, they focus on goals that are precise, manageable, and rooted in classroom reality. Effective professional goals address a real need, not a trend. Focus on impact, not activity. Prioritize depth over breadth and are sustainable over time. They invite reflection and adjustment. For example, attending training is not a goal. Improving the quality of explanation, questioning, or feedback as a result of learning is. Excellent teachers do not set many goals. They set the right ones. 4. Aligning professional goals with values and school purpose. Professional growth is most powerful when it is aligned, both with personal values and with the school's wider vision. Excellent teachers ask, which of your values do you want to see more clearly in your practice? How does this goal support what the school is trying to build? How will this improve pupils' daily experiences of learning? Alignment strengthens motivation and coherence. When goals connect to purpose, they feel meaningful rather than imposed. When they connect to the school's direction, they strengthen collective effort rather than fragment it. Growth that is misaligned, however well intentioned, often feels draining or short lived. Growth that is aligned becomes sustaining. 5. Turning goals into disciplined, deliberate practice. Professional growth does not happen through intention alone. It happens through practice, small, repeated actions carried out with attention and care. Excellent teachers translate goals into specific changes in planning, explanation, or routines. Deliberate rehearsal of new strategies. Consistent application rather than experimentation alone. Regular review of impact through pupil work or observation. They understand that improvement is rarely instant. Progress is uneven. Habits take time to form. Setbacks are expected. What matters is persistence. Deliberate practice is quiet, patient work. It values consistency over novelty and reflection over speed. 6. Using evidence and feedback to guide improvement. Professional growth is strengthened through evidence and dialogue. Excellent teachers do not rely on instinct alone. They seek information about the impact of their efforts, pupil responses and outcomes, quality of work over time, behaviour patterns, feedback from trusted colleagues, their own reflective notes. They invite feedback with openness rather than defensiveness. They listen carefully, reflect honestly, and adjust thoughtfully. Feedback is not treated as judgment, but as insight. This approach raises the quality of professional dialogue across the school and models the kind of learning culture teachers want for pupils. 7. Growth under pressure. Discipline, not reactivity. The true test of professional growth comes under pressure. When workloads intensify, behaviour challenges arise, or external demands increase, it becomes tempting to abandon development in favour of survival. Excellent teachers resist this impulse. Instead, they protect a small number of improvement priorities. They simplify rather than abandoning goals. They focus on habits rather than wholesale changes. They use reflection to stabilize decision making. Growth under pressure requires discipline. It is not about doing more, but about holding on to what matters most. Professional growth that survives difficulty is the kind that genuinely strengthens practice. 8. Professional growth as culture building. When teachers take responsibility for their growth, the impact extends beyond individual classrooms. Schools become stronger when teachers model learning as an ongoing process. Improvement is normalized rather than exceptional. Professional dialogue deepens practice. Practice becomes increasingly coherent. Pupils see adults learning with purpose and humility. Excellent teachers understand that their growth contributes to collective capacity. They do not improve in isolation. They improve for the team, with the team. Professional growth becomes culture building when it is shared, supported and sustained. Using this unit as a reference, return to these questions when reflecting on your development. What aspect of your teaching most needs strengthening right now? Which goal would make the greatest difference to pupils? Are you focusing on improvement or appearance? How does this goal align with your values and the school's vision? What evidence will tell you that it is working? What habit, if practiced consistently, would matter most? Professional growth is not something teachers complete. It is something they commit to. Some reflective prompts for excellent teachers. Think. Which areas of your practice define you at your best? Which areas require deliberate attention? Plan. Select one professional growth goal that is focused, aligned, and realistic. Define that one specific action you will take this week. Act. Carry it out with intention. Notice the impact on pupils, on colleagues, and on your own sense of professional confidence. Professional growth is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming a more deliberate, disciplined version of the teacher that you already are. Please do use the accompanying self-study workbook to capture your reflections. Respond to the prompts and identify one or two focused actions to take forward. Over time, these small, deliberate reflections build stronger practice, clearer intent, and a more confident professional identity. Thank you. And until next time, goodbye.